Okay, y'all, I am ripping it. Welcome back to another episode of In Her Season. I am your co-host, Liv, and I guess just your host today because I am solo. It has been a minute since I've done an episode like this, and before you all get super worried, Rachel is doing totally well and fine. We are just currently separated by distance because I am welcoming you all to my new home in the beautiful, fabulous small town of Paducah, Kentucky. That's right. We have made the move out here from St. Louis, and this is now state number 4 in the U.S. that I've lived in. And it's never easy anytime to move, and we'll run. I've got some thoughts on that for you all, so we'll run through some of that today. But I was thinking about this episode, and I want to keep it light. I want to keep it positive with okay, what's the happy, fun thing, the highlight of your week? Mine's a little bit of a heartbreak, but you guys in the cutest way. So I've got to share. This past weekend was Easter, and I got to go over to my sister's house where I've got 4 nephews, ages 4 and under, over there to hang out with all of them. And my nephew Leo, he's 3, you guys, and he has already decided that he is too old for Aunt Liv's kisses. Can you believe that my sweet little 3-year-old Leo, he kept saying, "No, Liv, no kisses, no." I thought he was just trying to be cool because my husband, Uncle Hayden, was there, and these boys sometimes really try to show out to impress their Uncle Hayden. So I said, "Uncle Hayden, so-and-so doesn't want my kisses." Uncle Hayden came by, gave him a bunch of kisses on the cheek to show, hey, it's cool, accept my kisses. But no, this 3-year-old saw right through me, and he's over it, you guys. So, at what age do you expect your heart to be broken like that? I didn't expect it from my little 3-year-old nephew, but I will say it is so incredibly and forever entertaining that he is a twin, because his twin brother, same age of 3 years old, is so not done with Aunt Liv's kisses. He was so cuddly to me the whole time. And so it's so fun to watch how different kids can be, and is it nature? Is it nurture? How their little personality blooms. So I had to share that funsy for you guys because I guess maybe that was a highlight of my week. It wasn't a highlight to be told that he didn't want my kisses, but it's always a highlight to see my favorite little boys and, just get to see the different ways that their personalities are really developing and coming out. And like I said, just endlessly entertaining and fascinating, all of the above. But it was especially fun to go see them because I hadn't in a hot second while accomplishing this move. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see my background is super beige because my house is so not full of anything at all yet. And that has been part of the fun of the move. So taking y'all back is kind of a life update. My husband and I have been living as nomads basically since our wedding, 6 months ago, because we rented out our homes. We rented them furnished, so our homes contain all of our furniture, which includes your standard kitchen equipment, towels, right? Think these basically were left as Airbnb quality properties. So they've got all your necessary goods. All of those necessary goods, as a result, are something that we no longer have. We knew this when moving into our new place. Okay, we have so many boxes that have been in storage in our basement for months on end. And we've had some, odds and ends pieces that we knew were in these boxes. A lot of, just books and picture frames of personal items that were in storage. But we didn't exactly remember what all was down there. We just knew we had some stuff, right? We knew we didn't have a lot of stuff. We knew we just had some stuff. So in trying to figure out where was our next place that we were going to live, I didn't want to go move to another furnished rental as how we'd been living, because I'm oh my God, please let me buy some of my own furniture again. I'm ready to settle in to a place and like just put my bags down and chill for a hot minute. Within that hot minute, I want some things of my own again, where like I can decorate it to my taste and I can like have things of my comfort with me. I mean, I am going to be 30 this year. It's like, I feel like that is the era of like comfort where like that's what you want. And like you're at this point of life where you've dabbled in things. Like I've lived a bunch of places. Like I have certain things that I like a certain way. By 30, I think you have some preferences, right? So I was looking forward to getting to select some of my preferences again. So we did it. We found a place to rent for a year lease and unfurnished, like a classic rental. We've got a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2.5 townhome with a perfect like privacy fence yard in a great part of town. And it's completely empty. You guys, completely empty. We moved our boxes in and y'all, like I said, I knew we didn't have a lot of stuff. But seeing the little amount of stuff next to this beautiful home with like, that's when it really points out to you like how little of stuff we have. So in my search to get like my settled down comfort again, I am actually facing a phase where I completely feel like a broke college student again, because I mean, we didn't even have a couch for like for almost a week. Okay. Like a couch is like a big purchase and like that's some big pressure. Also, I feel like couches have gotten a lot more expensive. Again, feeling very college core of like when you're in college and you find out like how expensive pillows are. I remember finding out how expensive pillows are and I was like, why the hell are pillows so expensive? So here I am, not only not having pillows, not having some of my big items like a couch, a mattress. We don't even have a washer and dryer. We knew that. We did have a plan for washer and dryer and our plan did not work out. So we still do not have a washer and dryer. And my husband is telling me, perhaps by this evening we will. Okay, I will wait to see. God bless him. He spent like 4 hours trying to hook up this dryer yesterday just to find out like there was something wrong with the inside and it's broken. So brand new ones are coming our way. I just am still delayed on laundry. Hence my gorgeous t-shirt here today for you all. But I literally have started to bring laundry over to my in-laws' house this morning. That is how in dire need I am of a washer and dryer. That is how college level I feel that I'm living now. Like I'm showing up to my in-laws' house like as if I'm a college student coming home with a sack of laundry. Like, hey, can I just run some loads? Obviously, I don't mind. They're so happy to help. In fact, they're like, yeah, don't mind. Like, don't worry about having to come back over. We'll go ahead and just run some loads for you and you can get it later. I was like, oh my God, I didn't mean to like act like you guys are my laundromat to fully do my laundry. But I am incredibly grateful because like I have so much to do to get this house set up. I'm talking, I go to my pantry and like try, just a normal kitchen item like a can opener. I don't even have a can opener. My Amazon is going wild right now of all of the things where, I mean, me and my husband, it's like, okay, if you notice something is missing, like just rip it. Like don't even worry about it. Like we have to accumulate stuff again. And like, I don't like the idea and the concept of that. It's really nice knowing that you can live without things. However, there are so many things when you get down to the nitty gritty of like the last time you ever started over from ground zero with like actually nothing. I don't even think I went to college with this little amount of items because I had like my parents who gifted me with, a set of, okay, here's necessities, like to start you off, right? So we've left all of our necessities multiple times and we're like, it's fine. Like if anyone can pull the trigger quickly and make some good choices on having, new furniture, new stuff, new supplies, it's us. We've got this. We're good. It's true. We've got this. We're good. It's just also like, I like the mental exhaustion of having so many little mini decisions to make about like just common household goods items. Like I even felt pressure about picking out a new set of plates. I was like, I'm going to buy these plates. These are going to be like my plates, like the plates that I'm going to have till like who knows when. Like I have been excited about the prospects of getting to build my home from scratch. But when you, like, I don't even have a piece to start with. And like, so I've got nothing to go off of. Like sometimes too many options is like too many options, right? Like I have all of the options in the world at my fingertips. And so I'm just overwhelmed, like, oh, where do I start kind of mentality about it all. So that's been really, really fun. But I will say that in moving, so we've moved back home to my husband's hometown. It's where he's from, where he grew up. So it comes with a lot of benefits of, it's a small town, which I need to sidetrack because that's also just hilarious. If you would have met me like 5 years ago before I met my husband, it would have been hilarious to think that I would ever move to small town Kentucky. And this is why, again, we never say never, people, because of how hilarious life itself can be. I actually like so hilarious because I always considered myself such a city person and a city girl. Like I went to college downtown Chicago when I had my choice of like, where do you want to live? Like, where do you want to be? It was downtown. I wanted to be downtown. I loved like the hustle and bustle of it all and the apartment life and having access to everything you could dream of. I mean, I still love it. Don't get me wrong. But like, small town has its charm too. I just didn't know it back at the time. Hilariously enough, I think back to even a guy that I had dated during my single years. He was from a small town in South Carolina, and him and I like would talk about all the time. I was like, no, like I could never like move to a small town with you. Like maybe I'll move back to the city one day. Like this is when I lived in Orlando. So I'm like, Orlando is probably the smallest of city that I would want to live in. And literally like that was the reason why me and him didn't date. Cause I was like, you're too small town for me. Plot twist. It's so funny because when it didn't work out with that guy, I literally had said, I was like, this is so funny because watch, I didn't like move forward with dating him because I didn't want to like move to a small town. I was like, literally mark my words, like watch someday this will be like the irony of my life that I will move to a small town. Obviously things work out for the best because that probably would have ended for other reasons anyways. So probably saved myself by nipping it in the butt just even due to something that simple. But how freaking hilarious. But it has been really fun, really cool, really interesting to move back to a small town that my husband grew up in because of how many people he knows here and like how the whole small town dynamic works with people. Like there were so many reasons why we made this move, and you know, it had to do with getting to be in a location where we have a large concentration of family and friends all in like a really close area. Like his best friend even lives down the street from his parents who live across the street from his brother, etc. It goes on. But like I've got to give the example of when we moved here, how this all even went. Like just an example of a day that we had this week, because like me and him looked at each other and we're like, I mean, this is it, right? Like this is one of the reasons why we moved here, the sense of community. So we went to go get this couch that I'm sitting on, right? I did end up with the couch, y'all. In the end, I have a freaking couch in my house and I'm very happy with it, okay? Hard decisions, like I said. And there's no pillows for the couch, no nothing to make her pretty yet. All in due time. But we went to go pick up this couch, which is like a 3-piece sectional that I'm sitting on. That's like really large to go pick up. It's, you know, maybe you need a U-Haul, whatever. We have my husband's truck, but ironically enough, one of his friends had a trailer parked in his driveway from like a family member of theirs that was just sitting there not being used. So he said, hey, why don't you come over and you can hook up the trailer? We go there for free, hook up a trailer to my husband's truck. We've got his friend there helping us. So his friend comes with us to pick up the couch, helps do all the heavy lifting, so your girl does not need to lift a finger with a 3-piece sectional. And so not only do we have a friend hooking us up with the trailer, but then coming out with us to help move it. And then we bring this whole couch back to our place, and a family friend of my husband's is riding in his golf cart down our street, sees us with this whole huge couch, stops by and asks if he can help. He brings the couch the rest of the way with my husband into our house. Again, your girl does not need to lift a finger. About an hour later, we get a knock on the door. Boom, it's my brother and sister-in-law with a meatloaf that they made for us, a whole dinner, mashed potatoes and corn. I couldn't even tell you the last time that I've had meatloaf, and this meatloaf was so good. And yes, things are better when you didn't have to cook them. You guys, it was so sweet. They came over, we got to show them the place. They sat down and we chatted, had some snacks, and it's like, that's how like we picture like the dream scenario of like life in the world, and nobody had to drive far because they live less than 10 minutes from us. So does everyone. And I really am like looking forward to starting to return some of these favors, because the first week of us living here, I didn't cook dinner once. I didn't have a chance to. Everyone was cooking dinner for us or offering us dinner, or we stop by and they have dinner or a Tupperware to give us. And I'm like, my gosh, you guys, I need to get on my cooking game. I already knew this, but now it's like a large disparity. I owe a lot of people a lot of dinners, and I've got a lot of Tupperware to keep track of that I need to like refill and give back to these people, because it's like so sweet. And also meatloaf, I had it twice last week. And like I said, I don't know the last time I had meatloaf before that, and it was so good. Like now I'm craving meatloaf. Like what? I forgot how good meatloaf can be when it's done right. And these people, they do it right. So Southern hospitality, Southern cooking, all the things. It has been fun. It's been a time. And another really fun thing to share is that my husband's family didn't know we were moving here. They knew we had the idea. They knew that we were going to be moving sometime within 2026. So yes, you heard me right here, people. We did surprise my husband's family with moving to town. We set up like a dinner with all of them for a Sunday night on our move day. And I told my husband, I was like, that's going to be so sketchy. Like we never come to town for Sunday night. Like why would we come for Sunday night? Whatever, that was the plan. I digress. And so they knew something was up, but they didn't know what. And we got to be like, surprise, like we moved to town. And they broke out the champagne and everyone was happy and thrilled. And now we get to like the opportunity to be here and to settle in. And we still have to get in the groove of like what it looks like to, see people regularly, or like get together, like make plans, because we've lived here now for over a week, and I've not hardly had an evening to myself, like even one time, because there's been so much to do, so many people to see, so many people to visit with. Like it's awesome. It's beautiful. I'm like honored and grateful for life, and good things to come. So I'm excited to continue sharing with you guys how the hell I'm going to get this house set up from scratch. Like we literally don't have a dresser. I have clothes everywhere because of the lack of washing machine and dryer. So, there's quite a journey ahead of me in getting this home to become a home. And yeah, I'm going to be keeping you guys updated. And if you're worried about me moving away and Rachel and I not collaborating on these podcasts as often, don't be. We have such plans in store, and I'm really looking forward to even like what that looks like and how that's going to go. Because if you haven't heard me say it before, Paducah, it's far, but it's not all that far from St. Louis. So I'm excited to still get to be around and still have some access to St. Louis. One of the comforts of making this transition. So had a lot of thoughts there for you guys, a lot of updates. And once again, I appreciate you always giving me a listening ear and joining on with the journey. We love you guys, and I will be back with Rachel next week for you all. See ya.